Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to iCup TV. It will be your epic cast for Fitz here, and you're watching Season 20, Week 1, Division B1 of Clan League between Black Dragons and Reps. And spawning in the top left, it will be our orange zergood competing for Black Dragon. And spawning at that 8 o'clock position will be our green zerg Reps. Zergood, or good is what I'm just gonna call him as this game. Now, just a little statistical background on both these players. Good is a Russian player. He has the Russian flag on iCup. He has been playing since Season 19. Has been pretty active, or not. Well, I don't really know much about activeness, but he's played games, but there's really no stats on him, so I can't really. Otherwise, I don't really know much about him. And then compared to tOpaZ, who's been playing since, sorry, that was my dog jumping off the bed. He is Korean, so he's no foreigner to us, but he's been playing since Season 17. He was B rank in Season 21, and no stats for Season 22 as of right now. And for this game, he's going to be averaging 332 APM compared to the green Zerg, who's going to be averaging 242 APM. So we're seeing a little bit a difference of APM here, so that might play a significant role. It will be a ZVZ on Python. Python, if you guys didn't know, is that you just have a standard ramp, and your natural's, fairly wide open, but nothing too difficult to hold off. Your third could be either up here, where it's really hard to hold off because there's a giant ramp. You could take a gasless, but that's still very, very open. Or you could take more of the natural, which is probably the safer, and you even get gas with, but it's just a little further off, so it's sometimes a little harder to defend. But that's not to say that people don't do take the base over here up in the top left. So we're seeing 9 pool for both players right now, so pretty interesting. It's standard. We're not seeing any kind of macro hatch or anything coming up right now, at least. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. It's ZVZ, so it's not like you can really go off for anything from going from a 9 pool, to be completely honest. But it's just standard. You could try to go macro hatch, but I've seen. No, I haven't actually. That's a lie. No, I've never seen that. I thought I saw it, but that's not the case. But stumbling on my own words here, we're getting both players are saturating their gases for potential speed or quick layer, depending on what they want. Most of the time you get 8 lings, then you get gas saturated up to the point where you want to get speed, which should be coming up right about now, and both players should be hitting that point, fairly soon. A little bit more delayed gas, but his spawning pool was a little bit more delayed because he opted to go macro hatch before pool, or at least, yeah, I think he must have gone macro hatch, or he did pool and then macro hatch or something like that, something really wacky. But he got out of macro hatch much more faster, and he cut zergling production, and this could look pretty bad right now. I don't know how Good's gonna deal with this because he doesn't really have any lings and he doesn't have any sunkens coming up right now, and it'll be interesting what that's gonna be up. And that drone that I clicked on actually will become a creep colony, which will in turn probably become a sunken if that goes on. But these are 6 lings, and they're not gonna have no part of that, and they're just gonna go for it. Now keep in mind that these lings will probably, we'll get the force cancel on that. Now lings will finally did pop though, so he should be okay. Maybe he just got that timing just perfectly. Very nice, but he's attacking the guys, which is going to be really, really annoying, but that does have quite a bit of HP, so he'll be okay. At the same time, tOpaZ will be taking his natural expansion. And so this is going to be in a ling-a-ling battle right here for sure. Pretty hectic stuff right here. Trying to make sure that creep colony does not go up. Did set over 2 lings just to continue to attack it, which will continue to weaken it down. But here comes the engagement right here. Drone might try to get on the action here, but it looks like tOpaZ actually did win that engagement somehow. These lings are probably very weakened. At least one is very, very weakened, and the trying to pick the third one. So one's very weak, but that one will get picked off. And ooh, very tasteful. Oh, he did get the cancel on the creep on the sunken right there. Nice little victory right there. But he may even want to just kill that off and then build a new one if this aggression continues. But we're seeing no drones of wave drones right now. Wave drones, what either way. But we're not seeing that, so it looks like he might just try to end this game out right here, and he will have this expansion up when he decides to do any kind of drone production. He'll have that, but it looks like he's going to be setting up a contain for the time being, as he realizes that this macro hatch, which is now becoming in turn a lair, he's not really producing much. He's going for a much more macro or laid back style, where he's not really producing as much. But we're having a nice little arc here, which is going to be kind of annoying to break through. At the same time, I believe, Good is probably going to be doing the same thing. or Zergood should probably be making his own arc if in case he's going to go for it. I don't think he wants. I think he just wants to continue this contain. I don't think he wants to go for it. I think he wants to. He already has a economic advantage. Why throw that away? I mean, like, if he goes up here, for example, let's just say this became a sunken. There's 2 sunkens plus, let's say a wave of 6 more lings or a dozen lings come out by the time they're in here. You have 2 sunkens, 12 lings on the 12 lings with the 2 sunkens. Now Topaz completely got rid of his entire lead at that point in time, and then this space would be susceptible to being attacked or what have you. So he doesn't want to throw that away, and I think that's a smart move by him. But now we're seeing more drone production right here, which just means he's getting more macro advantage over Zergood right here, and we're going to be seeing Zergood's going to be getting his Spire right about now. Lair has finished, and his Spire is a little bit more delayed. I mean, about maybe 25% more delayed compared to Good's Spire, so nothing really out of the ordinary. And the only reason why I say that is just because since he has his Spire earlier, and he should know that his Spire is going to be earlier, he's going to make Muta, and then in defensive purposes, if he was to go Muta anyway, this guy, the rushes is this big enough that the Muta, by the time they get there, I mean, his Spire will be done and the Muta are already going to be popped. Or what you tend to see in ZVZ is the aggressor of the Muta will go Scourge, if you didn't know, and that's pretty much what that really entails. I mean, we could see Muta on Muta, but I'm gonna be guessing that Topaz is probably going to be going Spire, and that Spire's about a quarter of the way done, and getting down that gas as well, and I don't really know what else is really going on right here, but I'm looking for a pretty intense battle coming up shortly. I mean, ZVZ will eventually come out to be like that. I want these lings to skirmish. They're like right next to each other, but they're not doing anything. But Spire is about 75% completed. And how are you guys doing today? I'm doing pretty fantastic. I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about. But yeah, so I've actually casted like a fair amount of stuff right here. Death Fist. Oh, you know what it is? Like I did slash announce for any kind of admins that wanted to be part of iCup TV. Feel free if you guys want to become part of casting. Go for it. We're more than welcome to accept any new casters, but it is a pretty big feat. I will tell you that. At least probably 10 or so hours I do each week on just solely casting, and then from there it will depend on like rendering times and adding them and posting them to all the forums. But if you guys are like full admins or whatever, you don't have pop though, and this Overlord will get sniped over at the same time. Scourge will be making way there over 2. Ooh, it looks like the Muta will completely miss that, but I believe he did see the Scourge coming in though, but he's gonna just go for it anyway. I'm not quite sure if Topaz was paying attention, but it looks like he's going to be retreating here, and he might have saw those Muta coming down to his base here. Will he be in position here? But I think he'll be okay, especially if he gets these Muta to pop out in time, which I think they will. He might lose a drone or two, but he's also getting +1 attack. 1 drone will fall right now. 2nd drone has fallen, and only 2 drones have fallen so far, so not the biggest deal, but in a mirror matchup, that does start rolling over, but he just has somebody Scourge right here. I think this might be game over. I think there's just too much stuff coming out of Topaz right here. I don't really know what he can do. He's trying to Muta micro his best ability, but there's only 3 Muta to the, I mean, like, at least non-hurt 4 Mutas that's right there. And he's going to be able to outproduce, and that's the problem with that natural expansion. It's never really been taking any kind of damage, and he was able to get away with that. And that second gas is really going to kick in for him. That means, because minerals isn't the biggest issue when you're getting Muta, it's the gas. Especially with the Scourge when there's 75, or the 25-75 gas, so... And we see no upgrade. I mean, we're also seeing, higher numbers coming out of Topaz right now. We're seeing upgrades coming up as well. He could probably be in a situation where he could expand, too. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he wants to put on the aggression for right now. But he's going to be retreating those lings for right now. Maybe just so he didn't want to lose any of them to the Muta list. Or potentially when he's going in for a Muta attack, because he's going to be setting over his Muta flock over there. Just in case if these lings do make a counter push, he'll have something to defend. Because 1 sunken doesn't really deal with, 2 dozen lings, or however, or a dozen lings. But they're on hold command, and they're taking a lot of hits right now. I think he lost around 3 or 4 lings right there. Here comes the engagement. There aren't that many Scourge right there. Will he be able to Scourge dodge? It looks like he might be able to do that, which he just did. He's at such a critical mass of these things that he's just able to kill off the Scourge, even with the Grave Worm hitting, even off the bouncing thing. He was able to kill off the Scourge right there. And nice micro, and just killing off some more of the lings right there, softening up that later push going over to the natural. He never even got speed, keep in mind, either. He was going for, like, quickest spire. Yeah, he just got speed. Wow, that's very surprising coming out of Good right here. And, yeah, crazy stuff right there. And there's the GG by zergood, and there's the GG by tOpaZ, but there's the GG by zergood more importantly, which means this game has completely ended, and that was probably because those lings completely just got decimated in the natural expansion of tOpaZ. And for finishing up the game here, I want to... There's something that went wrong that wasn't necessarily it was the player's fault, and it's a good thing to learn from. What we saw coming out of zergood, he went for a build. ZVZ standard is going to be like 9 pool. You could go 9 pool and then 12 hatch onto your natural. It's more risky. A lot of the time it gets countered by, but if it does get allowed for that, we see that. But that's not what that natural expansion build was. What I just said isn't what tOpaZ did. He saw that he was one basing. He saw that he wouldn't macro hatch before any kind of lings. So he says, like, well, there's not going to be any lings that counter my expansion, so I'm going to go put that down, which is exactly what he did. And due to that, tOpaZ was able to put up a contain very well that, you know, zergood couldn't do anything about it, and by the time he got his spire, tOpaZ got his own spire. So with that regards, I mean, zergood had a tiny bit lead when he first attacked the main base, but that soon got countered by the Scourge popping and more Muta popping, and ultimately decimated their army. And the problem is, if they both traded their whole army, all of the Muta killed off each other, like the last Grave Worm hit both of them and they both died. zergood can't recover at the rate that tOpaZ can, because he's going to be off of 2 base with 2 gas, which means that he's going to be able to get A, more Scourge, and B, more Muta. And from that, he's also be able to mine off the minerals, but not nearly as efficiently. Because he could probably, by the time with the mineral count, it doesn't really matter as much. Because if you have a fully saturated main base, it's probably the equivalent to what the natural and the main were taking over. Which it's not to say that you should take an expansion, because that means you have more minerals for the mid and late game. But keeping that in mind as well. So the reason why he did is he cut the corners of not producing the lings, which he probably should have gotten in the first place, because he got up his macro hatch, pretty quickly, and the lings were in the base causing havoc, which made him forced to make 2 creep colonies. That's 150, a sunken, which he had to cancel, and another sunken. So that's probably around 250 minerals there. That could have been something else. So without further ado, just like the 2v2 though, this series actually has to be cut short, and not because I don't want to cast it again, guys. It's just because the replays are non-existent on iCup. So just to recuperate what happened, Black Dragons won in the 2v2, the game that we saw, but Rep's team, the Rep's Russian Fun Gaming Pro team, ultimately came back for another 2 wins with that, so they actually won that series. tOpaZ, on the other hand, who's Black Dragons, actually came back for another win against zergood, and so that means Black Dragons actually successfully got a win. So it's 1-1 right now. We do have all 5 series, so we have done the 2v2, and then we have 3 more. Yeah, we have 2 done. No, wait. I'm trying to think. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to think. 5. So we have 3 more games to do. And next it will be Black Dragons Crocs versus the Rep's Russian Fun Gaming Pro team Fofo. So that's going to be pretty interesting. That will be a ZVP. So none of these crazy shenanigans ZVZ mirror matchup builds. But regardless, we'll see you guys next time, and that'll be a best of 3, and we do have all the replays for that, which is going to be fun. So thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for tuning in iCup TV. Peace.